three of the Bracketeers. I've had a really great tournament so far, but I'm not alone today. I've got Hunter here. Hunter, how's it going?
Hey man, I literally got a message like 5 minutes ago saying, "Hey, do you want to be a part of the show?" And I'm here. So yeah, let's have some fun.
Yeah. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to run down the matchups we had for round two and who we'll find out who won. Now, our first matchup we had was Tom Hanks versus Adam Driver. This was a pretty much one-sided match because we had Tom Hanks sort of winning by a landslide there.
Yeah, yeah. Even
But
though
yeah,
I love Adam Driver, he's no Tom Hanks.
yeah. But um,
Oh
then next up we had Jim Carrey versus Dustin Hoffman. So moving on to face Tom
wow!
Hanks, we've got Dustin Hoffman. This one was one that was really close. And
By
just
one vote.
exactly, which means round three we've got Tom Hanks versus Dustin Hoffman.
Oh,
Who do you think? Who do you have for that matchup?
oh, that's so tough. I gotta pull for Hanks though. I mean, just me personally, I think Tom Hanks has a lot more iconic roles, but again, you never know how the voting is going to go in this one.
Yeah, I mean, this one is probably going to be Tom Hanks sort of one that's actually going to come down really closely. Like he's had two matches in which he's just completely slaughtered his opponent, and
Yeah.
uh, but but moving on, we've got
This one, I'm very interested to see who won.
um, for, this one was Leo came out on
Wow.
top. It's just it was one of
Awesome.
those. It's one of those ones like Will Smith got some votes on the table, but it just wasn't enough to stop Leo.
Yeah. The dynamite of Leo.
Going up against Leo, we've got um, Robert Downey
Robert
Jr.
Downey Jr. Good. Good job.
Um, which means we're going to have Leo versus Robert Downey Jr. I think Leo is probably going to move on. Like as much as I like Robert Downey Jr. I think like his role as Iron Man and that is may not get him there. I think Leo's got a lot of great roles. What do you think, Hunter?
See, this one's hard because I'm also looking at it by a voter's like point of view, and I'm gonna pull for RDJ this one. I think with Endgame, out this year, he gave it like incredible performance. I think that's gonna sway the votes just a little bit. But if Leo wins, then great on him because he's a great actor also. So there's no losing here.
Yep. So we got Jimmy Stewart versus Alan Rickman. This was was a
Oh,
pretty close match, but like there's a lot of love for Jimmy or James Stewart, depending on what name you want to give him. But
Snape though, Snape.
I mean, like Alan Rickman's great, but I think it's one of those ones where this one was a wild card because this is one that I thought that Alan was going to pull it out just
Yeah,
because of the community being more into the geek and Harry Potter and that. But I think there's a lot more love for Jimmy Stewart out there. So,
yeah.
and I mean, he was the highest seed in this as well. So,
Oh,
Jimmy
really?
Stewart, yeah, facing off against Jimmy Stewart,
Ooh,
is Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington.
Yay! But
Woohoo!
but yeah, Denzel just took out Harrison Ford in a match which could have gone either way. But I think
Oh, easily.
but I think like Harrison's sort of geek roles weren't enough.
Nope. The power of Denzel.
Which means we've got Jimmy Stewart versus Denzel Washington. Who do you have?
I gotta pull for Denzel, man. I think I don't really know a lot about Jimmy Stewart. I know a little bit. So this is just me not knowing a lot of Jimmy Stewart's work, but I think Denzel has a lot of iconic roles. I think he's one of the best actors probably ever, in my opinion. So I got to pull for Denzel.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Stewart might. I'm going to go the other way for this one because I think considering the fact Jimmy Stewart has managed to sort of move on further than what I thought he would have. But yeah, I think Jimmy still has enough in the tank to take out Denzel.
Oh, this next one, Battle of the Iconic Comedians.
Yep.
Robin Williams and Charlie Chaplin.
Robin Williams wins.
That's kind of what I expected.
Yeah. This is one that Charlie Chaplin got through. I can't remember who he took out, but him getting through was a surprise. But Robin Williams was always going to be a buzzsaw there. So.
Oh yeah. Jack Nicholson versus Paul.
Charlie Chaplin took out Oscar Isaacs. Jack Nicholson versus Paul Newman. Jack Nicholson sort of took it out. And
yeah,
I think it might come down. Yeah, this one I think once again Paul Newman as well. I think a lot of people know Jack more, but got Jack Nicholson moving on, which means we've got Robin Williams versus Jack Nicholson.
The Shining versus Jumanji.
But yeah, this is tough. But I think Robin Williams might pull it out. But I think the Jack could pull off the upset. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm about to agree with you. I got to go with Robin Williams. I'm not going to say handily, but it's going to be close on this one. All right, Christian Bale versus James McAvoy. Bale won 14 votes to 7. That surprised me, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that Christian Bale won because I think James McAvoy, while he is great as X and What's His Face and Split, I can't remember his name, but I think Christian Bale's got the more sort of meatier roles that he's had, and it's just one of those ones where
I don't know though, playing 24 separate characters in one movie. I mean,
well, yeah, but I mean, Christian Bale's like Batman, and he's got a few Oscar nominations as well, so with other roles. So, but
this next one is tough to pick.
But Jake Gyllenhaal took out Hugh Jackman. I'm
not mad at that one actually.
No, I mean it's a close one. I knew it was always going to be close, but I think once again, Hugh Jackman has Wolverine, but apart from that, Jake Gyllenhaal has the higher caliber of roles.
Yeah.
Which means we've got Christian Bale versus Jake Gyllenhaal. Who do you have, Hunter?
Ooh. Bale's ranked number 2. I gotta pull for Jake Gyllenhaal on this one. There's just a lot of both of them have Oscar-worthy roles. I just think Gyllenhaal has been on fire lately. I really haven't seen a lot from Bale recently.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, no, I think this could be where upsets start to happen. I think Jake could take out Christian Bale because although it could go either way, it's yet to be seen. But I know Christian Bale's got Ford v Ferrari coming out, which is going to be. But
Sam Jackson,
Samuel L. Jackson takes out McKellen easily. It's one that I'm not too surprised about because I think Sam Jackson's got a few well-known roles that people go on. Like a lot of people, when you ask them about Ian McKellen, they just automatically think Gandalf, but then
Gandalf.
they can't think of any other movies he's aside
Magneto
from.
too.
Well, yeah, aside from like those two sort of in the geek world,
Yeah.
I think Ian McKellen's been in a lot of British stuff that haven't really come over.
Hmm.
But facing off against Samuel L. Jackson
Oh,
is Gary Oldman
by 1
taken.
point.
Yeah.
By
Um,
1 vote.
this one was one that was pretty tied until just this morning when I checked it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Gary Oldman is moving on,
Can't go wrong with either one of these amazing actors.
which means we've got Samuel L. Jackson versus Gary Oldman.
Oh my god. Like every round just keeps getting harder and harder and harder to pick.
Yeah. But in this one, I'm probably going to go Gary Oldman on this because, as much as I like Samuel L. Jackson,
Mm.
I think like Gary Oldman's been in a lot of good, better roles, but Hunter, where are you sort of sitting on this?
I gotta go Sam Jackson. I think Sam Jackson has more iconic roles. Again, I keep going on roles that people will remember. I mean, Jules from Pulp Fiction. I mean, he's got like a lot of more iconic movies, but I wouldn't be surprised if Gary Oldman wins this.
Yeah. But next up we've got Robert De Niro versus Matt Damon, and Robert De
Yeah,
Niro easily
just
takes out Matt Damon.
that's kind of what I expected.
Um, but yeah, Robert De Niro moves on.
Al Pacino. Ooh,
Al Pacino versus Brad Pitt.
this one's gonna be close, I bet.
Brad
Yep,
Pitt
by
came on
1
pretty
point.
close.
48 to 52.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I was secretly hoping Al Pacino would move on because then you would have two actors who are both in The Godfather in various forms.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
But which means we've got Brad
De
Pitt versus
Niro and
Robert De
Pitt.
Niro.
Oh,
I'm going De Niro on this. Just because I think he's got a lot of good roles out there. I think Brad Pitt is kind of one of those ones that gets underrated a lot of the time because he's been in a few good roles, but lately he's sort of been producing a lot, so he hasn't really had a lot of roles to exposure. But we're used to leaning on this.
uh, see, I want to go with the underdog, and I think I am. I'm going Brad Pitt. I think just because he's gonna have at least 3 movies out this year, I think that's gonna mean he's gonna have a lot more. Like he's gonna be fresh in a lot of people's minds. I think that might edge him out just slightly over De Niro.
Um, but yeah, Brian Nussbaum in the chat said, "Imagine if the final ended up being Brad Pitt versus Leonardo DiCaprio."
That would be amazing.
um, but yeah, so we've got Marlon Brando versus Ewan McGregor, and Marlon Brando takes out Ewan McGregor.
Actually got 9 votes, which actually is pretty damn close.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones which I knew probably would have been close because, like, they're both kind of iconic in their own ways. Like, but going up against Marlon Brando is going to be
Tom Cruise or Morgan Freeman?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Oh, this is where generations are going to collide.
Yeah. Which means we've got Marlon Brando versus Tom Cruise. Hunter, who do you have?
Considering I've only seen one performance by Brando, and it's not The Godfather, I have to pull for Cruise just because I don't know a lot of Brando's work.
Yeah, I'm actually going the other way. I'm going to go Marlon Brando on this.
Wait a minute. Someone in the chat just said, "Wow, Ethan Hunt beats God." By the way, kudos to you.
But yeah,
All right, so you're pulling for Brando. I'm going Cruz again. Difference in generations.
yeah, that one is going to be a really interesting one. That I'm
Oh
going to
yeah.
probably, which means in round 3 we've got Tom Hanks versus Dustin Hoffman. We've got Leonardo DiCaprio versus Robert Downey Jr. We've got Jimmy Stewart versus Denzel Washington.
That's a weird matchup.
We've got Robin Williams versus Jack Nicholson. Christian Bale versus Jake Gyllenhaal. Sam Jackson versus Gary Oldman. Actually, this made me realise because the winner of those two matchups would go up against. Wouldn't it be funny if Batman is up
Batman
against
and Alfred? Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Gary
Or
Oldman was
or
Gordon.
hell, Mysterio and Nick Fury.
Well, there's that as well.
Yep.
But yeah, we've got Robert Niro versus Brad Pitt, Marlon Brando versus Tom Cruise,
Brad Pitt versus Tom Cruise, baby.
But yeah, so those are our matchups that we've got for round 3, but which is going to be really interesting. But yeah, this matchup's heating up.
Oh, without a doubt.
But just remember to vote because as the rule goes, if you don't vote, you cannot complain if the person you're rooting for doesn't come out on top because
That's only fair. I definitely want in for round 3 because these matches look amazing.
But
someone's pulling for Bale.
Yeah,
understandable.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those ones where it's like it's getting heating up and just but yeah, this is gonna heat up, and we're gonna keep going till we hit the final. Depending on who ends up winning, it might mean I might be doing a ranking of whoever wins.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
But yeah, but if you don't know, the next bracket I'm going to be doing once this one is finished, it will be starting in October. It's going to be actresses. So if you want to be involved in sort of forming that list,
Ooh.
and then send me a list of your top 30 actresses of all time, and it'll be added to the pool.
Awesome.
But there's only a few spots left because I'm only going to sort of take the first 12 and put them in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of the Bracketeers for this week. Hunter, where can people find you online?
You guys can find me at Film Nerd TV, also Combat Wrestling Network, where we have Combat Wrestling Trivia. If you haven't checked out our 2 Iron Man matches, one for the Workhorse Championship and the other one for the Heavyweight Championship of the World, check those out. Those were 2 great matches. And also my horror podcast called the Horoscope Podcast with Russell Howell. We have a few. We have the It 2017 review up, and then we also have an older one. It was Us with Janine the Machine, and then Halloween with Ben Bateman. So check those out.
But yeah, like ZDS says, let know when voting is open. Voting is open now. You should be able to click the link that's already in the Take Free page. I will repost the link once we're done here. With
Hashtag
it,
Team Denzel.
So if you refresh the page, all the matchups should be there ready to vote on now.
Mm-hmm.
And And Corga, you can send me your list of top 30 actresses whenever, because I'm starting sort of just adding them to the doc now, because that way I'm not wasting a lot of time and once this finishes to sort of rush people's lists out. So
And by the way,
um,
the cool guy also said, so Meryl Streep versus the world, pretty
that
much.
that is probably what it's going to be. She's probably going to be the Tom Hanks of that bracket.
Destroy everybody.
But yeah, you can find me hosting Rankum every Sunday usually. I did it on Saturday because the panel I had on couldn't do Sunday, and so the top 12 NBA teams is up already. You can find me doing this every Sunday as well, which is usually going to be before Rankum. Next week's Rankum, I haven't the poll is up there. I won't announce the winner of that poll until tomorrow, so keep voting. I host Formula Random on Tuesdays. This week is a movie release dates match with James Spence versus Chris Bowman
I wanted to be in that one. That looks so fun.
and Caleb Boatman is the other one, and I almost forgot. I almost forgot who was in that match, but and you can find me everywhere at Melkor, on Twitter, Letterboxd, Stardust, and I compete all around the place in trivia. But yeah,
Thanks, Archer.
and until next week, I don't have a cool sign off for this.
Keep bracking, I guess.